Alright, welcome back to another league race. This time we're with the Masters Championship, TMC, and this time we're at the Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps in Belgium for round number 12.
Let's give it a shot.
Coming into this one, felt okay. I felt I had a decent time in me, but wasn't sure where on earth it would stack up next to the rest of Division 3. But I decided to go for a super soft run first, just on the basis that I could perhaps execute a better one-stop going from the supers to the soft spot. I set a 45-1, which it's fine, but like it wasn't compared to because the drop off between the ultra and the super is so massive. And anyways, I try another super soft run lap, but I lose all the time coming out Puan, and that is going to do it for my hopes and dreams on the super soft. So I'm going to bail on this one. Near the end of this, actually, this is we're going to take it on board for a full lap here because this is probably one of my better laps I've done in league racing. So coming down the main straight at Belgium, I take an early entry, early braking, and really swing into La Source, using the momentum of the track going downhill to my advantage and sweep into La Source. I didn't actually get the best run through that on that occasion. You'll see a better run in a minute. Just make the climb through Eau Rouge and Radion. Try to minimize the speed, just scrub off there, and just keep the car to the left. Getting ready for this braking zone at the end of the Kemmel Straight. Really hug these apexes while keeping the speed foot on the throttle early. I could have taken a better entry into that corner, but I take it okay enough as it is. Hug this right-hander turn 10. You can drift out a bit, and you can come back through if you need to. Short shift to 4 and 5, back down to 4, upshift to 5 short, and take it through down to Puan. I do a little bit of a lift through quali. I managed to get that one okay. So far the lap is looking okay so far, but this section here, really, I actually get too happy with that. But you really need to hug this section. Get a decent run. This is what I like to brake early, slow in, fast out. And this really helps bolster my lap time here. So by this stage of the lap, most of the work is done. But however, there is the matter of getting through the bus stop and just kind of minimize the amount of track you're using as you go through Blanchimont here. Coming up to the chicane, braking, try and clip this apex and try and clip this one as well. I get a pretty decent run out of that, to be fair. Open the DRS, and I have done a 1:43.8, which was good enough for a provisional pole at that time. This is the entry into La Source I was talking about, because look how much time I gained through one corner. I gained pretty much half a tenth. Excuse me, I gained half a tenth basically. But as the lap went on, I was losing more time, and I thought if I really fling it through Puan, I can improve my lap. I do it, but I get it wrong and I'm into a wall, and that's the end of my qualifying. But I already set the lap that I needed to set. I could have gone faster, but I'm sure a lot of people could have said the same thing, but there you go. I ended up P3 in the end, as Paddy and Yarham break me harsh. So and there you go, Paddy at the death, last car that crossed the line, he nabs pole position too, so congratulations to him for that. So I'm starting P3. The thing with this race now is that we're going to go onto the footage from the stream, because the lobby disconnected. Everyone got sent out of this race during way through, and in my eagerness to jump back into the race quickly, I went to the home screen, and I would have lost all my POV from the race. But thankfully, I had a look afterwards. So that's where we're at now. Actually, this is the stream, footage. Thankfully, I was what am I trying to say? The footage from the stream was more than good enough from my point of view to use for this as a makeshift from my error of going to the home screen, which I wasn't thinking. Like I just had to. I was just. My mind was so. I just had to get back into the race. Didn't realize what was happening for everyone else. But anyways, the chase down to turn 1, it's fairly short, so I don't know how I'm going to get Yarham going into that, or Paddy, as the case may be. But anyways, my plan was go for a one stop to do
Quite
the
a lot of rain,
softs,
but it's like will be
and
heavy rain. Will be
I'm not
coming
sure
in.
why I've
Yeah, that is
left
true.
this
But
amount of footage in. I've
before
just
we
kind of
get to
gone
the
with it as
start
I've gone
three,
with the
we'll go
flow.
in.
So it's yeah. I suppose in some places
I'm
I did
thinking
leave more time than I needed to
Graham
allow
and
myself to
Paddy can
explain.
lose.
But I'd rather have too
Yeah,
much time
I
than
was
too little
grabbing
time
on a
because I
bit
can.
podium as well.
Yeah, if you know, I can ramble
Don't
my
get me wrong,
way,
the
as you
Irish
probably
bike
well
is
know by
really
now. But
important.
anyway,
The
we
driving
finally get to the
content is
start.
absolutely fantastic. But
Look at that
we
Haas
do
on
have three
P3.
bikes. We have five now. Let me get the start
Anyways,
here
like I
going.
say, I got a pretty
And we
decent
are on
start. I
the
didn't
T-Con
feel under
Rossi
any
softs in the
immediate
wet three
threat
well. Graham as well.
heading into
MK
last
style,
source.
but it's
Thought
going to be
about
a bit
moving the inside
cruising at
of
turn one. I'm sure
Yarham,
there's
but
a,
nothing
I
doing.
believe that's FD3 on the
I come
inside of a
very close to
Ferrari, but
making contact with
Alma's doing
Yarham, but
pretty
we've
well.
managed to
One of
get
the
through that
decades
one
of the
just
track.
fine. Now the stream isn't going to show it, um,
So yeah,
but
pretty clean start
I
from
think
the
it's
top. So we'll
Yarham is
be ready
going
to get going.
to
Trying to get some of the gates in the back.
get the run on Paddy,
Oh,
and Paddy is going to be
and it's
overtaken.
good for ours on
And
the wall.
in that kerfuffle,
And I do believe
I
Logan
managed to
well
hang
on
around the outside coming out of the Kemmel Straight, and I move up
Donnie is
into
dropped back
P2.
quite a bit
So
as well. Shows a
really
good
good start for me. I wasn't sure how my race pace was going to look,
a bit of two as
but
well. That is
I knew
really trying to make a
that
move.
knowing the track is the big thing. Like once you know the lines to take, and if you're consistent in doing that, you
We'll
can
be picking
you
up in about
can remains what you can do.
5
Anyways,
laps or so.
Paddy's going to actually get me into
But
the
we
bus
also have
stop
Paddy
chicane
up the
there,
inside as well of
and I
Graham.
try and fight
Paddy
it
making a
back,
loose stick.
but
But then everybody
nothing
else in
doing
behind
down
pretty
the
much
inside
remains
into
the
last
same.
source. You saw me
Tiger
pull out,
and Car and
but
Reds are all still
I
the same, so
couldn't
still
get
pretty
anything
close. But what
done
about Graham and
into
Paddy?
last source
Oh,
there.
Paddy
So
took a
that is
wide line.
Paddy
Graham
up
tried to go up
into
the
P2,
inside.
but I'm fairly
But
comfortable
surely now Graham coming
behind.
up
We're
a
actually
loose
going to have
shot. He
another
get a
look at
fantastic
Paddy
drive on him now.
heading
We'll
back
see
up
how
this
much. He may
straight.
actually have
I'll
to
be
back
in
out of
rich
the race, but
mixture,
Paddy might be
right in the toe, and we're going to
he's
no
okay.
space down
Graham
the
looking at
inside.
straight
Paddy's
line
got that
speed,
covered
still
off,
a
so I'm going
lag
to
as
go to the
well.
outside. Have to tuck it back into the toe. Excuse me.
Tell you what,
I'm
Paddy's
going to have
actually
to
got
try
some
and hang around
fantastic
the
straight line
outside,
speed
but
there.
Paddy
And in the background as well,
is in the
Combi
position to
Guess
be able to
turns in
defend
and
that position.
oh, he
So
did fantastic
nothing to
well
do for me on
before
this occasion.
Combi
Lap
and
6,
Paga.
Yarham and
Believe Paga's
Paddy
actually did
have
damage.
made a
Oh,
stop.
Paga and Combi's in the wall.
I'm in
That
the
was.
lead, and
I
this
had
instant
perfect
between
view of that. That was
Paga and Combi
no harm at all. Paga's fault.
really helped
That
me out
was
a tree
Paga's fault.
because
He
it just
completely
extended
turned
my
it on.
lead at the front there. I was wondering, at the time I
On
was
the screen
wondering
that
why I
had,
was
like they were both
so
going
running
side
so
by
far
side,
ahead, but
but Paga like
then this
turned
accident
in,
happened.
not knowing that
As you can see, the gap
Graham make a
from
pit stop?
me to Bert,
6 laps.
who
I
actually
don't know.
popped up there, was
I actually think Graham might
8.2
stretch this out to 8
seconds.
laps and then go
So
for softs to the end.
um,
14 laps.
this last lap for me, this lap 6, my in lap, I was struggling a bit with the tyres. I really should have gone in the lap before. I should have come in on lap 5. Yarham actually pitted on lap 4.
He might still get
So
16 laps on them.
I should have done that because you're going to see now.
Graham, I don't
It's
know
not the
why he's
longest
gonna
pit
come
stop,
out.
and all
How
these
far
guys,
Yarham
of course, on
behind
the
him?
harder compound tyres
Yarham
will
is, well, I can't even
go
see it
ahead.
because
So
the positions are changing, but
I'm going to
Oh,
pop out.
Yarham as well
We're going
cut
to see it
across
back
Paga
now
there,
in a
and that
sec.
was Paga even losing even more wing.
So, anyways, there goes Yarham, there goes Paddy, and I've yet to make a stop. So
Graham
here we
gonna
go.
come
So
out here? Graham
Wesker,
is
K
gonna come out.
Styley. Now
I do
K
believe
Styley is the one
that-
I'm
is he
really
gonna come
battling
out
here.
K Styley,
Wesker
or is he
hasn't
gonna
pitted
come out
yet,
in front of Wesker?
but K Styley I believe has, and I'm
Graham.
going to come out
Oh,
just.
oh, there's-
I'm going to
oh,
come out in front of
Wesker
K
has done it,
Styley
has
and
momentum, and he
behind
goes.
Wesker, and I
But
thought I
Graham-
have to get
Graham
this
is
move
gonna
done on
have the
Wesker quickly
DRS, so
because
gonna
he
be
hasn't
interesting to see
pitted
if
yet.
Graham
I
can
haven't.
pass
I have the pace today.
Wesker pretty quickly.
in
Wesker gets his
comparison to
line
him.
through a rouge completely wrong.
But
Graham
Wesker goes
perfect.
defensive, and I'm going to have to try and hang
See,
around the
straight line speed
outside.
difference.
I
do believe
can't
these
dip
guys
back
actually
into the
both run
toe. I'm
like
going to have
exact same setups,
DRS,
so
but
it'll be interesting to actually
Wesker
see.
is going to defend this
Wesker's
pretty
not
well,
giving
and I
up without a
can't do
fight.
anything about that. So
Wesker, he
I'm
defends
still in
it.
P9
Oh, and he
for the
cut
moment.
across
But that was
Graham
good
there,
wheel-to-wheel
nearly
racing with
lost Graham
Wesker,
following.
and there's K Styley popping in behind as well. So I have lost quite a bit of time from the undercut, as you can
But
see.
yeah, this is compromising Graham
But
quite
I
a bit
can't
because he's
get
lost out
past
a lot of
Wesker
time
for the
to Paddy
time being,
and
but I
Yarham in
know
front of him.
it's critical
it's
for my
gonna be
race
very
that I
important
do
from
get
now
past,
to
because as long as I know K Styley's behind me, but Paddy and Yarham are driving away. Lap 9, I get back into the. I'm a little bit behind Wesker on this occasion. I'm falling back a little bit, but I know my run out of turn 1 is a lot better than most people's. I can take turn 1 much better. And now we've got Danny in this battle as well. So Danny and Wesker are both holding me up to a degree, and Wesker's being held up by Danny too. And this is kind of all forced me back into the path of K Styley, but K Styley isn't able to do anything on me heading up this DRS straight, and nor any time was he behind me was he able to do anything, because I was just in a position where I could actually just, just maintain the status quo as such. Like nothing was doing. And look at this battle. Like, we've got 5 cars, and I'm being held up by these 2 in front with Danny and Wesker. Very nervous situation to be in because you're under pressure from behind. Excuse me, that's my phone. You're under pressure from behind, but you're desperately trying to get past in front. But you're going to see as the Extreme comes back on board with this battle. Wesker his run out of Puan is compromised, or I just get the better run, and the opportunity presents itself to me. And I think I have to get this move done. Have to. Down the inside, bit of wheel banging, but I got that move done. Unfortunately for me, I wish Wesker had done a more thorough job holding up K-Stylie, but look, those 2 are teammates. But I think, despite that, I don't think a lot of ground would have been given by Wesker there. He didn't just let him through, but I wish he had. I wish K-Stylie was held up behind this a little bit longer. But alas, that's just racing. But now my next target is Danny. I had to get past Danny because he was holding Wesker up. He was holding me up as well. So you're actually going to see under braking here. Actually lift off the brake and back onto him because I just have to get my nose in there. I have to get in front. On the outside, we'll have the outside the last corner. Danny will have the inside, but I just get a better run, better traction with a better grip with the newer tyres, and boom, I get that pivotal position, that critical overtake done. And K-Stylie then is going to send one up the inside of Danny. So K-Stylie has actually managed to get through these guys better than I have. So anyways, lap 11, it is just me and K-Stylie this is the battle for a net P3 because Stevie G and Adrox have not pitted yet. And he's on the back of me is K-Stylie, but he wasn't able to do anything to me. My runs out of the critical traction corners like last source, and even to a degree coming out just before the sector 3 Blanchimont, I was doing enough to keep in front of K-Stylie, so he wasn't able, despite having DRS and I'm sure him using Rick's mixture, he wasn't able to do anything to me. So, excuse me. Anyways, this is situation lap 14. I'm still ahead, and I felt confident that I had kept him behind for a good few laps now, and confident that I could be able to continue to do that because I know my tyre wear was pretty good. I was keeping my tyres fairly well. And I knew that I think he was extending his a bit because just judging by getting out of the traction zones, I think he was lighting up those rears a little bit more. But anyways, and there, look, this is me holding my own in P3. Like I'm absolutely ecstatic. Like just so focused on just not making a mistake and just every braking point and it's great to be able to push like this and be able to compete like this. And there's Paga in the wall. Just thought I'd let that sit there. Anyways, K-Stylie again. Look, I'm just getting the much better exit out of these critical corners, and this is the thing. This is my case for being able to defend this position. I was just getting the better run out of these corners, short shifting through second and third. And I'm ahead enough to the point where I can just stick it in Rich. And look at this. Like even with DRS, he can't do anything to me. Anyways, this is lap 15, and this is the point now where everything kicks off. This is all going to kick off because everyone, I believe, it wasn't just drivers in this league. Other leagues that are going on, I know this for a fact. They all disconnected around this time, and so one by one, we're all going to be leaving, getting kicked from the game. Yarham is the first one to go from the lead. I think I'll be next. I was not long after this myself. Where am I? Very soon, I'm going to be disconnected as well. As Paddy jumps into the lead there, Idrox is disconnected, I'm disconnected, and this is where it all kicks off. So, as a result of this, because this is what everyone's just going to be disconnected. So, the race is basically done. Richie decides to red flag the race. So, and then a whole kerfuffle began about where do we go from here? Because there are 7 laps left. What do we do? Do we restart on 25%? What do we do? So eventually, Richie originally put it up to us, the drivers, which I don't think was the right thing because everyone's going to want their interest for them. So I'm going to want the results to stand. So is Yarham, so is Paddy. Other drivers who've messed up, they're going to want the restart.
I don't know. I think
Thankfully, Richie kind
think Richie probably will end
of
up just
saw the
going
situation for what it
full
was and
point,
just
so
put the foot down and decided
I don't
that
know
the
what's going to
race is
happen
going to
just yet. But
end.
there is a couple of
The
guys, to be
results
fair, still
as
racing.
of the last lap
Like
would
CVG's
stand,
still there, Bert's still
and
there,
we're going to move on because
Hydrox isn't,
it's just going to be like it was
Graham's
just
not,
going to be
John Ham's
messy.
not, Paddy's
And the thing was,
not
like, it
there
wasn't going to be a
either.
popular
Kenside's
decision,
still
but
there.
it was a decision that had to be made. And so, a bit acrimoniously,
TVC,
I have got my first podium in
Bert,
TMC. That is
TFC,
P3 for me.
Loki's
That is
still
it.
there, and then everybody else is
So
pretty
I
much
was
just
delighted because,
collective.
and look, it's not like
Like,
I'd
there is
looked
literally
myself
about
into there. I
10
had
people
legitimate
racing.
pace. I'd earned it. I'd fought my way into that position. I qualified excellently. I had made some overtakes. I'd done everything I needed to do to be guaranteed or to be in that position, within that right to fight for that position. I did, and no one's going to take that away from me. So
Everybody's
that is
asking
it
what do we
for
do next.
TMC round
Well,
11. Next up will be
unfortunately,
Monza, a track I'm not looking
I'm not the
forward to.
guy,
So
so I don't know what the
until
hell
next
we do.
time, I shall see you there.